10 days until the Trumps move into the White House, the role of First Lady is a highly visible and varied one. Traditionally, she's the hostess of the White House. Joining me now is Andy Oak, author of Unusual for Their Time, On the Road with America's First Ladies. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me back.
You are welcome. Donald Trump promises to be a very non-traditional president. Melania Trump is not moving here with Barron, saying that she's very concerned about making sure he has his schooling taken care of. Do you expect her to follow in the footsteps of her husband and be a non-traditional First Lady?
Well, Melania Trump has the opportunity that every First Lady before her has had. She can make this role her own. She's choosing family first, which is not unusual. The Obamas have done this, the Clintons, the Carters, Kennedys, anyone that has raised a young family in the White House. But by not coming here right away, it is unusual. Not unprecedented, but unusual.
They traditionally have a focus. Michelle Obama was childhood obesity. Laura Bush was reading literacy. What do you think hers will be?
Well, the thing that she has announced, the cyberbullying, I think is a good one. Bullying has been something that's been around as long as we've been around, and it's not been conquered or figured out. And the internet adds a whole new aspect to that. So the fact that she's modernizing a sort of age-old problem, I think is very smart. I think she could do some wonderful things like bringing Hollywood on board and use some of her celebrity. If she could get Lady Gaga, who's a big anti-bullying advocate, on board. She was a big Hillary person. So if you could bring together that in a cause, I think it would be absolutely fantastic.
Very bipartisan.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about some of, you are so steeped in the history of First Ladies. Give us some examples of First Ladies and things that they have done that we might not expect.
Well, you know, from the very beginning, I've found in my research that a lot of what we now are surprised by has been going on for a long time. Abigail Adams did not spend very much time in Washington, D.C. She spent a lot of time in Massachusetts. They were the first family to move into the completed White House, and she didn't like it. It was unfinished. She thought D.C. was a swamp. Bess Truman, in more modern times, did not spend a lot of time in Washington, D.C., but she was her husband's closest confidant. She was in on decisions about the war, very significant decisions. We know this. Edith Wilson, before her, signed papers for the president when he was hung up with a stroke. She's actually technically the first female president of the United States, Edith Wilson. So it's amazing the things that have been going on before we knew about them.
Right. Do you think that her being foreign-born is something that is interesting about her? Have we ever had a foreign-born or someone whose first language wasn't English?
Well, she is the first Lady that English is not her first language. But she's not the first foreign-born. Louisa Adams, John Quincy Adams' wife, was born in London in 1775. Now, at that point, they thought it was a political liability because we were trying to be America and get our own identity. Now, I would think in this big global economy and wide world web that we live in, this is a positive. And Melania Trump, if she chooses to step out on that international stage, speaking 5 languages, I believe, and as young and attractive and the fashion icon that she is, internationally speaking, she could be the next Jacqueline Kennedy, easily.
Wonderful, wonderful. Andy Oak, boy, do you know a lot about First Ladies. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.